I went to a large city to ask people if oil depletion had any influence on their lives, and whether they observed any ramifications from global warming. I wanted to ask you if you know what peak oil is.
Peak oil?
Peak oil.
I really don't know what a peak oil is.
I wanted to ask you if you know what peak oil means.
No.
You know about peak oil.
Peak oil? Nothing.
What do you know about peak oil?
Oh yeah, I know. It means that the consumption of oil is at the peak, and the reserves of oil are at the peak and are going to decline now.
Do you know about peak oil? What is peak oil? No?
Don't know.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you know what peak oil is.
No, I don't.
What do you know about peak oil?
Nothing.
What do you know about peak oil?
I come from Europe, and in Europe that's several years that we try to, like for instance, to use like cars which use less oil to run. So, and here everyone has these huge vans and using AC all day long, and I mean this is just crazy because it's a waste of energy.
Right. What about peak oil? Do you know what peak oil is?
No, I do not know what peak oil is.
Do either one of you know what peak oil is?
No.
Is that PEAK?
Yes. Got a guess, maybe?
I don't know. They barrel it up, and then when it's at the peak level of quality,
When it's its freshest.
when it's at its
right.
most delicious.
Do you know what peak oil is?
No.
Do you know what peak oil means? No. Peak oil. Do you know what peak oil is?
Yes, I do. That cheap, easy to get resource is no longer cheap or easy to get.
What do you know about climate change?
There's 4 different seasons.
Do you feel like it has an impact on you personally?
No.
You know, I think that there's definitely a lot that needs to be done in the way of government intervention that hasn't been done.
If the climate of the weather is too cold for you, so you could just go to Florida, so it's fine, it's no problem.
So I think the price of oil is good that the price of oil increases, because people will pay attention to that.
What about climate change? What do you know about climate change? What do you mean? If global warming has had an impact on your life?
On my life particularly? I guess not directly.
It impacts the technologies I'm learning. I'm trying to learn more about canning, trying to find tools that that don't require electricity, trying to learn some skills that aren't crank stuff.
Crank stuff?
Yeah, like, you know, make those drills that you
Are those
crank.
effective?
Yeah, like when you want to build something, I used to read a lot of books about building without permits. Those kind of tools are what you need so that your neighbors aren't saying, hey, he's building a shed over there, because they don't hear you. You drill the holes, you screw stuff together, nobody knows you built it because you didn't make a bunch of noise.